Let's just adjust this. Okay, there we go. Hi, my name is Victoria, as in Victoria Stirling, the fashion designer. And here's my story about how my ordinary life turned into a magical experience to becoming the world's most successful designer. Obviously, we need to go back just a little bit, as it didn't exactly happen overnight. When I was in school, I was a pretty popular kid, I would say. Many people thought I was quite rich, so they all loved looking at my outfits and just hanging around with me, and I was well desired everywhere. But then one day, the principal ended up telling us that we were no longer going to be wearing whatever we wanted and instead enforced uniforms. And yes, I know it's not that big of a deal, but to me, I literally had a whole identity crisis, and I was definitely not happy about this for the next day. I was mopey and I was just feeling quite depressed as I felt quite like no one actually understood how big of a deal this was to me. Of course, I only lived with my dad at the time as well, so it made it quite difficult for me to get any actual advice.
Hey, how are you? Wow. Aren't you a picture in the morning? I'm just kidding, honestly. You need to have a laugh a little bit about this. It's not the end of the world, it's just a uniform. And honestly, it's not exactly the best for me either, paying for it, but it could be a good thing for you too. Who knows?
I was clearly upset by this, so even my dad could notice, but it was quite awkward a lot of the time because he never could give proper guidance towards me. So often it was quite awkward between us whenever I had an issue with something, as it just didn't feel like he understood.
Hey, look, honey, you know how I'm always on your side, 'cause I love the creativity you get from me and your mother. It's amazing. But at the same time, why don't you just give this a try and, not be so dramatic about this, as it's not that big of a deal. Come on.
You think I'm being dramatic about this, really? Honestly, you of all people I thought would understand. You're an artist yourself. This is ruining any kind of chance I have of showing off my designs to anyone. It doesn't matter, I promise. Just gonna go get ready. Ugh, there's no way any of them actually think I need to wear this ugly uniform. Can't believe Dad's not even supporting me on this. Seriously? And plus, look at that thing. Ugh, I've never hated clothing more than that. But, I mean, Dad's kind of busy right now. Technically, I don't really need to be putting the uniform on, as he won't see it. Sadly, I was 100% right, and he did not even bat an eyelash. But, anyways, let me tell you guys a little bit about me and my backstory. So, obviously, yes, I do have a mum, and I know, right? She's gorgeous. So, my mum was actually a designer herself, and her designs were beautiful. She was just so talented. And she ended up meeting my dad, and even although an artist and a designer, you'd think they'd meet in better circumstances, but apparently it was just love at first sight, and God knows how, because look at my dad. But anyways, they ended up having me, and they were the happiest they had ever been in their entire lives. We were honestly a picture-perfect family, I would say, until sadly my mum ended up passing away from an illness, and so then it was just me and my dad. Obviously, because of that, we did have to downsize. And the downsize meant a lot of changes had to happen, and we were no longer going to be as rich as we once were. I obviously wanted to keep mum in my heart and tried doing designs myself. Yeah, not the best, but I definitely tried. But as I got older, my dad started consuming himself with work, so he no longer could really pay a lot of attention to me. So I spent a lot of time with friends. But trying to keep the secret that I no longer had much money was a lot more difficult than I thought. My popularity meant so much to me that I was willing to go to great lengths for no one to figure out anything about my life, and just kind of lived through lies. Which also meant why I had to stash that horrible dog bike. That was ugly. But the next day, when I went to school, I obviously was the only one not wearing uniform, so I got to the principal's office and, well, let's just say she was not pleased. She then ended up calling my dad in, and he got there pretty quickly and instantly decided to apologize for me. He felt really bad that he wasn't giving much guidance to me and ended up apologizing. They both turned to me and was waiting for my apology. And although I was a little bit nervous, I wasn't going to back down from the reasoning. I'm sorry, but I don't want to have to apologize about this. I just feel bad the fact that you even forced this and students actually listened. I don't think it's a good idea that we should wear uniforms. The clothes have been working fine. It's the best way for us to express our identities and figure out who's who. It means a lot to us as students, and you taking that away isn't something that I agree with. My dad ended up apologizing for my rude behavior, and the principal gave me a few days suspension. And in that small moment, I kind of felt bad for my dad. But only just for a little while, as my reason was pretty important.
Okay, honey, I'm gonna go and get the bike for us, alright? If you don't mind, just wait here and probably go and get your books or something. Alright, don't worry.
No, absolutely not. I still can't believe she seriously got away with it. Like, just a few days suspension.
Wait, are they talking about me?
I know, right? I'm as mad about it as you are. It's ridiculous. Not only did she not show up in the uniform, but she seriously tried to wear an outfit that she made herself. It didn't even look good. I just find it ridiculous that she always tries to think that she's the most important one out of us all, and she really can't take it in. I'm just glad that we're finally going to get a few days off without her. I can't deal with her nonsense anymore.
It was Becca? I was on my way to leave, as I just wanted to get out of there, when suddenly Becca caught up with me.
Hey, how did it go?
You can't be serious right now. Becca, I heard everything that you've just said. Is that really how you've been feeling about me this entire time? Ever since the beginning?
Oh, please, you can't be serious. And honestly, I'm so glad I can finally get it out. It's so embarrassing how you seriously think you're the best at everything you do. All of your outfits, and you with what? No money? You're constantly lying to everybody here. It's embarrassing for me. I just think it's ready that by the time you come back, you know your place.
Just as I was taking in everything Becca was telling me, the worst thing could have happened. My dad ended up showing up with the bike. The dog bike. Again, I know this was not that big of a deal, but as a teenager and after everything that was just said, I was really embarrassed, okay? So give that to me for a second. Ugh, what the hell, Dad? Why on earth did you have to show up then, of all times? And why did you get so close to the school with the dog bike? Do you not understand what you've done to me? My entire reputation now? I mean, seriously, you didn't even think.
Oh, honey, you seriously can't blame me for that. It's such a cute bike, and as an artist, I wanted to get something that wasn't so original. You know how it is, you're a designer yourself, I would say, so it's not that big of a deal, and your reputation is fine. Just try and focus on what you've gotten given from the school.
You can't be serious right now. Those don't even correlate with each other. You actually don't see how embarrassing you can get? That cake is disgusting, and as an artist, I thought you'd even recognize that. But you seriously don't ever understand how just horrible and awful you make my life. You never even put any effort in. If Mum was here, then she would never make me feel this way. But you just.
Exactly. It's as if no mum was here, but she's not, so you should just deal with who you've got, which is me. Now go to your room.
I was really shocked, as my dad never really lashed out, but I guess bringing up the topic of Mum definitely brought out a side that I didn't expect. The next morning, I was on the Rainbow High website like usual, because I often like to find some tips that I could get for my outfits, when suddenly a message popped up. And once I opened that message, I was so surprised to see that there was an announcement about a local competition in the area to get a fully paid off scholarship. So obviously, I stayed up the previous night like crazy getting my outfits ready. And getting up was literally a piece of cake in that morning. Not one bit of difficulty. Oh gosh, okay, way too bright, way too bright. Once I got there, the judges were stone cold. But I put my best foot forward and instantly showed off my amazing designs. And I was really proud of them. I totally think the judges were too. Nope, they were still just as stone cold. And that made it even harder for me to come to terms with when or if I even got in. And as I was checking my phone, obviously, I ended up getting the message and I was elated. I couldn't believe it. I actually managed to make it in on the scholarship to Rainbow High. I obviously was so filled with excitement. And just as I decided to pull my phone out to potentially call Becca to tell her, Suddenly, I remembered that I no longer have that, and the feeling kind of went down a little bit. But I had to get over that because I needed to tell my dad. I was pretty nervous to tell him, and as I should have been, because the moment I told him I was got accepted, he was not happy and instantly said no. I was really confused about it, and I asked him why, and he did not seem like he was giving me a straight answer. I obviously got upset by this, and I ended up just storming off once again, and I didn't speak to him for the rest of the day. The next morning, my dad ended up going into my room as he wanted to make amends. He came in with some breakfast, but to his surprise, I obviously wasn't there. I'm so sorry you have had to read this to find out that I have left. I'm pretty sure a part of you knew I wouldn't be able to stay, not when I knew I got a fully paid off scholarship for the classes and boarding. And who knows, if I surpass everyone else here, I could get a free scholarship for my college years as well. I'm not sure why you don't want me to go, and as much as I want to follow through, I just have to see what it's like. Who knows, maybe I could follow Mum's footsteps and be just like her and finish what she started. I hope you're okay with this, and once you've cooled down from this, maybe you can call or even visit. And don't worry, I took a taxi so you could still use the bike, and also the money for it is from dresses that I had sold. I love you, Dad, and I hope you understand. Okay, so now for the fun part of when I finally arrived to Rainbow High. As much as I was depressed about having to leave my dad, I was so elated that I could even see it all. Ah, oh my goodness, yes, this looks amazing.
Oh, hey dude,
Absolutely.
finally. I've been waiting for ages for you to show up. Where have you been?
Yeah, sorry, man. It's been pretty crazy. I had to do this whole thing before I got here. And honestly, I got lost a little bit, and then we.
The best news
Hold
I've ever
up.
heard.
Who the hell is
Yeah,
that
I totally need
over
to take a
there?
picture with the school. Let me get a selfie. Ugh. Oh, the lighting here is fabulous. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't believe this. This is just amazing.
Oh no, I knew that laugh. Looks like we're probably going to be getting to know her this year.
It felt like heaven walking through those doors. And once we got inside, we all waited at the check-in desk.
Hello and welcome new students as well as our old ones. Here is the check-in desk. If you guys don't mind, if you can all be in a single file line and I'll be able to get all your information for the ready of the last part of the year. Cool, let me just go and get my iPad. Your name? Oh yes, I know you. You're the scholarship winner. If you go and head upstairs to the principal's office, she'll be able to meet you there.
I was pretty nervous to walk into the principal's office. The principal of Rainbow High needed to talk to me. I thought it was going to be something kind of bad, but it actually was pretty nice, and the principal was super warming and so sweet. She ended up just telling me all the lowdown of Rainbow High and just kind of helping me out, telling me that as I'm the scholarship kid, there's a few things that I do need to know. I knew that this was definitely the place I was meant to be. I was so excited, and the fact that the principal was this friendly definitely made me happy about this. Oh, I really can't find it. Excuse me, do you think you could help me out, please?
Of course, I'd love to. Let me just go and check. Oh, wait, hang on a second. The dorm that you said, we seem to be in the same dorm room. I can just take you there.
I found out that her name was Kira, and then when we went into our dorm room, we met another girl named Daphne there.
Hey, girl, it's not my place at all. But it's just, well, you see, me and Kira's outfits, they're pretty normal, there's nothing crazy about them, but I mean, they don't really. You're not just going to be wearing that around Rainbow High, are you? I mean, because if we're going to be dorm mates, I think we need to do something about this.
Tell me for what's up, run it up, this ain't regular. Any up, give me some of that love. Tell me for what's up, run it up, this ain't regular. Any up, give me some of that. Hey you, looking at me, looking at you. How you doing? But you wondering if I had some time to spend, but that depends.
Okay, yes, I understand this isn't part of the story, but I felt like it was necessary. Did you guys see how good I looked? I felt amazing. We were on our way to our next class when suddenly I bumped into somebody.
Oh, wow. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to bump into you. Gorgeous. But yeah, like hopefully maybe me and you could,
Okay, students, as much as I am glad to have you all back for the end of the year, it is a lot we need to get through. So I wanted to talk to you guys all about everything that we need to do for the final Runway project. It is really important that you guys all have your eyes and ears open, as there is no way that this is some sort of simple task.
We all ended up going to the front so we could pick out our groups for the project. I was really happy with mine, but then suddenly this girl stopped me and pulled me aside to talk to me.
Hey, what's your name again? Oh, well, to be honest, I don't imagine I need to really learn it actually, considering no one really even wants you here. I'm not happy that you're here either. And I can sure tell you that no one else is. Honestly, I don't know why they thought that bringing a scholarship winner, some sort of kid in, would do any good for the school. It just makes us all look much more pathetic. I think you need to quit this while you're ahead.
I couldn't believe what she had just said to me, but before I could say anything else, Porter interrupted me.
Alright, you need to get over your jealousy, okay? This is not alright. And it's probably best that you don't have a repeat of what happened last year. Maybe just give it a rest.
That's quite enough, Porter. But I mean everything I said.
After that, we all headed to the lunchroom, and I was having so much fun talking to all my new friends.
Ugh, I'm so glad that those classes are over. I've been exhausted all day. I swear they're pushing us so much harder than they ever have before. But seriously, I thought it was over for us when we ended up getting Laura confronting us.
Yeah, to be honest, I get it. I've never liked her either. She's so annoying. Ugh. But honestly, I'm just glad that we aren't in the same group with her. Could you imagine what it would be like working with Medusa?
You guys can't be serious right now.
Of course we are. She's crazy. You better watch your back for her.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but me and my mate Paul were hoping we could sit with you.
Sure.
Once the boys sat down, we all sat together and started talking about the project, Laura, and all of it. And it was the best fun I had had in ages. I suddenly noticed how content I felt and how close and just warm the feeling at Rainbow High was. I know, right? The room looked amazing. I was getting bored into it. Once I got ready for bed, I was so excited to just chillax from my very busy day when suddenly...
Whoa, wait, where are you going?
You do know that we have a curfew, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I kind of need to sneak out. Look, I promise I won't ever do this again. It's just that I really have something I've got to do tonight. It's pretty important.
What do you mean you won't do this ever again? It's literally your first night in here. Nah, I'm totally joking, of course, okay? I can't believe you even have to ask. Me and Daphne have got you, okay? We'll cover for you as long as possible, and I'm sure that they won't even check.
And luckily for me, the girls agreed to cover for me. I definitely would say that I feel like I did a pretty good job considering I was wearing heels. And once I arrived to the location Becca had sent me, I was so surprised to see that she actually looked really happy and really excited to see me. Enough, Becca. Come on, just get straight to the point about why you wanted to meet me here. There's no need for all of that.
Yeah, okay, sure. I guess you're right. And yeah, to be honest, what I wanted to meet you out here for is because I wanted to talk. I really wanted to talk about kind of how awful I've been to you. I've never felt so guilty before in my entire life about how horrible of a person I could have been, and especially to you of all people. You're my best friend in the entire world, and I took that for granted like crazy. And I just start to think about all of the horrible things that I said to you. I get so frustrated. I mean, I almost got jealous of you. And I know that's no excuse, but that was the reason I said everything. I always got so envious of how your life was. And even although You may not have been that proud of it. Look, I'm really sorry, okay? I just think I've missed you so much, and I never realized how much of a bad friend I was, and I just called you out because I wanted to apologize, as it's been on my mind like crazy. You don't even understand how much you mean to me. I have no idea why I did what I did, but I just really hope you can understand that I never meant to.
So that's why you called me out in the middle of the night. You wanted to apologize to me.
This is a real, genuine apology. I'm so sorry for what I did.
I'm not falling for it this time, Becca. What you did really destroyed me and our friendship and completely. There's no way you can actually think that just apologizing once in the middle of the night would make me forgive you. There's no way. You upset me more than anyone I have ever known, which obviously you would know as you've been my best friend my entire life. I bet the only reason you're apologizing is because you realize, well, everyone else realizes, how bad of a person you really are. People finally have realized your true colors, and you now no longer have any friends, do you? I'm not surprised. You destroyed absolutely everything when you got rid of our friendship. And you think that apologizing to me late at night is going to make me think that you're sincere? I don't think so. I've never realized how fake of a person someone could be until I met you. You're the one at fault here, and you really want someone to forgive you? Even if that's not what you're after, the point of this apology makes me upset. I just really did see you as my friend, and you completely destroyed that. There's no way you could actually think that any kind of apology, any kind of action, any kind of favor that you will do ever would ever forgive what you did. And you did it with such happiness too. You didn't even apologize until weeks later. Because of that, I honestly got to move on a lot quicker though. And so I'm happy for that. And that is something that I can thank you for. I now have the very best friends I could think of, and people who actually want to be around me and want to help me out and support me when things get tough. And that's just only within a day of knowing them. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely don't want me and you to be enemies. I don't think I could ever consider you an enemy of mine. But like I said, what you did say did really hurt me. And that's something that I don't think I can move on from. So I hate to have to tell you this, Becca, but I don't think me and you are ever going to be friends again. And I don't think we can ever really move past this.
No, please, I really am sorry, V.
I think it's a little bit too late for that now. Goodbye, Becca. I ended up heading back, and I was so nervous. I tried rushing back to the dorm as quick as I possibly could to make sure that there was absolutely no way I could get caught and I would be back in within seconds. Once I walked in, I was really happy, but suddenly the lights had turned on and I turned around and I was shocked at who it was.